G'day folks, Jim Langlands here from FX Charts with the currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Tuesday the 23rd of October. Well, it was yen weakness today that was really the theme of the session after the BOJ lowered the economic outlook out of 8 out of 9 regions, and Standard & Poor's then added to the weight on the yen, suggesting that they may downgrade Japan if the current economic trend continues. So the dollar took out some important resistance levels, and it's currently attempting to break above 80, which should see a bit of a battle really between the export sellers and probable stop losses that lie the other side of 80. But if we do see a sustained move higher, the next real level to watch out for is up around 80.60. While support now comes in at 79.70 and more importantly at 79.40 where the 200-day moving average lies. Otherwise the currency markets are really pretty moribund. They're not doing an awful lot. The market's still waiting on the chances of Spain formally requesting a bailout, which it's yet to do so. So we've got the euro at 130.5. Dollar yen's at 79.90. It hasn't been to 80 yet, but it's been up to a high of 95, and it looks as though it's going to make a good attempt on it fairly soon. Cable's at 160.10. That looks heavy to me. It's been down to below 160, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another test down towards 159.75. Dollar Swiss doing very little. That's at 92.70. The Aussie's around 103.20. It's a little bit heavy following the mid-year budget yesterday, but it's held up well. It's held the bids in the 102.90, 103 area and made a bit of a bounce really late in the day once the US equity markets came back from their lows. But it looks to me as though it's probably 103, 103.40 on the day. And the market's probably looking towards the CPI tomorrow before it makes any real move. Likewise, the Kiwis, that's held good support at 81.40. Hasn't done an awful lot. Been up to 81.90 overnight, but it's currently in the middle of that, around 81.75. And likewise, the market's got one eye on the RBNZ meeting later in the week, Thursday I think it is, where although no rate cuts expected, the RBNZ have been a little bit dovish recently, so it's got the market on pause. There's not really an awful lot out today. Economically, there's very little really, and the presidential debate will be the point of focus. But tomorrow, as I say, we've got the Australian CPI and also the HSBC manufacturing PMI for China coming out, so that'll start the ball rolling tomorrow, and then there's a bit more data later in the day from Europe, which we'll go into nearer the time. That's about it for now, though. If you do want a more comprehensive outlook on the market, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. And that aside, please just remember that any outlook mentioned here is a personal view only, not intended to be used as trading advice. So that's all for today. Have a very good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.